man who essentially started the dynasty is rooting for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. It's real.
I don't like San Francisco.
Just because of Shanahan?
I don't like him. There's something about, like I told you, there's something about him that just, and I'd rather, I'm not a huge Kansas City fan, but I like more of the guys on, I don't mind. I like Travis Kelce. I think he's cool. He's funny. I know he invented the fade, but I like that. Patrick Mahomes. I like Patrick Mahomes.
You do?
Yeah, I don't have an issue with him.
I just think there's so many more likable guys on San Francisco.
Who?
Christian McCaffrey.
I can't
George
stand
Kittle.
him. George Kittle, I prefer.
Olivia Culpo.
I prefer Kelsey over Kittle.
Really?
I'm McCaffrey. I'm not so, and I'm not, I think he's a great player, but I'm not a huge, Nick Bosa personality fan.
Nick Bosa, high on my list.
Yep.
Especially in the Skims ad.
Yeah, but
Brock Purdy.
You're going
You can
more
root
on
for him.
looks.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
going
see, I don't
looks. That was a
understand
joke.
how are people not? How are people not rooting for Brock Purdy? He is, in my mind, his story is a better story than the Patrick Mahomes story.
It would be a bigger upset than the biggest upset in Super Bowl history, which was Brady over Warner in 2001.
Right.
Because you're talking about the last pick in the draft against the modern day Brady, against the guy that's looking for his third title. That's why there's no shot that the Chiefs lose this game. I hope I'm wrong. I know the Vegas odds say the Niners. There is not a chance in hell Patrick Mahomes is losing to Brock Purdy. It's just, and people say Brady lost to Eli. Eli was the top pick in the draft. We're talking about the last pick in the draft.
But see, Curtis, I would dispute you on our Super Bowl team versus Kurt Warner's Super Bowl team. Only reason why is because on paper, the San Francisco's 49ers team is viewed as the best roster in football. In 2001, we weren't viewed that way. So we were literally taking down Goliath.
Right? Yeah, I probably didn't say it right. I'm just saying specifically the quarterbacks, not
Okay,
the teams.
I see. I get where you're going there.
Yeah.
But Brock Purdy has been fortunate enough to land on the ultimate team. Like people will say they have the best talent in the league.
What about, cover your ears, what about this, Courtney? What about the Swift factor? Do you really want her to get a Super Bowl win and to be featured post game?
Yeah, I
doesn't that lead you to at least root for the Niners?
No, I do because I know the Travis Kelce Heartbreak song will be spectacular. All the stuff that will come for when their breakup happens is going to be, me, I love the reality show. I can almost see Travis Kelce having his own reality show after dating Taylor Swift. Because where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go is down. Think about it. Where do you go from Taylor Swift? I mean, she's not the most beautiful. You can find beautiful women, but
beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And also, maybe they'll just get married. But take that out of it. Mm-hmm. With every other sport, we always talk about, there's more pressure on Team A than Team B. Couldn't you use that here too and say Brock Purdy, really not a ton of pressure on him? Yes, Vegas has them winning. But everybody else that you talk to is don't bet against Patrick. Don't bet against Patrick. If you're Patrick Mahomes, all the pressure's on your shoulders, not on Brock Purdy's.
You don't think they were willing. They said, Brock, listen, we're going to sit you down and go get Brady.
A 46-year-old.
You know how much pressure there is on this young man who's trying to make it in the NFL. If San Fran does not win this game, who do you think is going to be the person that people have their eyes set on and their target set? It's going to be Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
It's going to be get him Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
I still think you're Mr. Irrelevant. Last year you were hurt. Now this year it's you made it to the Super Bowl. I just think that he's already proving people wrong.
Right, but he has to because he's Mr. Irrelevant. Every year he has to prove people wrong. That's the way Brady played. And if you don't win, they're looking to replace you. They're not looking to replace Patrick Mahomes.
No.
And Purdy, if they don't win, I'd be one of those people and say, you might need to be more aggressive to get Brady there if you're San Francisco and you have this window.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady seems to be embracing his role.
I know that
on television, and preparing for it, and he's not coming back. So.
I know, Greg. I'm starting to believe that a little bit. But if you're San Francisco and you're the 49ers, I'm talking about Shanahan and John Lynch. If Brock Purdy's not able to get it done and he throws a couple interceptions in this game, what do you think their mindset is, knowing the roster that they have?
Oh, but how much better would the game be if Brady was taking on Mahomes at 46 Sunday? Oh my God,
I'd be into that one.
Oh,
this is Tim from Natick. Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Happy birthday, Curtis. Hey, I don't think Purdy's got, even if he has the pressure on him. If you've been watching, he's handling it really well. He puts his faith in God. But I mean, Cam Newton called him out, and he clapped back so quickly to be like, "Oh, there's all these quarterbacks in the NFL, and Cam Newton ain't one of them." So, I think he's got a poise about him. He's not going to just buckle under the pressure. He knows he's got great guys around him. I want San Fran to win. Obviously, Mahomes is amazing, but it's not going to be because Brock Purdy crumbles under the pressure. I don't think that at all.
yeah, Tim, I got to tell you, I think Brock has crumbled, but he's been bailed out by opposing secondary guys. Because there have been multiple throws, Wiggy and I have documented, where it would have been a pick six for the Packers. He's gotten very lucky this postseason.
And I agree, but like a lot of those come at the beginning of the game. Like the longer the game goes on, the better Brock Purdy gets. And it's when it's, the fourth quarter and it matters, he's made drives that count. And like he hasn't succumbed to the pressure and been awful. Like it's more so about kind of.
But don't you think the pressure would mount if he throws a pick six and then they get the ball back, whereas if it's dropped and it's not a pick six?
On the 51-yard catch that Brandon Ayuk made, if that's an interception, the game is going in a different direction. If Dan Campbell, we all think is a good coach but doesn't buy into the analytics, that game is in a different direction, and the negativity that's going to come down on Brock Purdy, that's just the role of the position, and as general, an seventh guy.
In general, though, you played in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
How much more intense is the pressure, if it is?
Oh, is it way more intense? Because every play you're thinking about, is this going to be the reason why we win or lose the game? You're looking at the clock, and every second it feels like that's ticking off that clock. You start to look, are you down? And if you are down, you're like, are we going to be able to come back? If you're up, you're like, all right, hurry up. This clock needs to go out, because you know the importance of that game. And I understand Brock Purdy and kind of what he's going through as somebody who was undrafted, where he was a late round draft pick, Mr. Irrelevant. You might as well be undrafted. Knowing the pressure of they're always trying to replace you, and then you have this opportunity, and if you don't perform well and you lose this game, people are going to be like, you have all this talent in the world, but the quarterback is your biggest issue.
But those are two different things. I think if they lose the game, just lose the game, then that's one case. If Brock Purdy throws 3 interceptions, then that's a whole nother ball game. But if they lose to the Chiefs, I don't think anybody's saying like, "Oh, Brock Purdy, gotta get him out, gotta ship him out of here."
Well, that's what Wiggy's saying. There's a Niners fan who just sent a text in on the Subaru of New England text line. 401 text, so hello, Rhode Island. Wiggy, I've watched every snap of the Niners this year. No Niners fan wants to get rid of Brock Purdy.
Yeah, there's not a single one.
Okay.
I think the conversation, if the 49ers lose on Sunday, the conversation is more about Kyle Shanahan turning into the original Andy Reid and not being able to get it done than it is about Brock Purdy.
If they lost the NFC Championship game, if that guy made the catch and they lose that game, you're telling me 49er fans are not like, oh, all we need is the quarterback. We went from Garoppolo, who was just a meh, to now Purdy, who looks okay but can't get us over the hump.
So wait, if it's on Shanahan and they don't win this game, is there an opening there for a legendary head coach?
No, they won't fire him, but the conversation will begin to heat up.
With a team that's like Super Bowl ready, is there an opening there for a veteran coach next season?
No.
I do love how we poo-poo the fact that Brock Purdy is all of a sudden 49er quarterback for life, when they literally wanted to replace him last year with the 46-year-old.
Right. No, they didn't want to replace. The reason Kyle Shanahan went and talked to Purdy about Brady was because they were unsure if Brock Purdy would be available for the season because of his injury. And so they
but did they know the answer about the injury before they talked to Brady? No. Right, that's the point. If Purdy were healthy, Brady wanted to play, Purdy's on the bench.
No, that's not how it was going to go, Curtis. That's the point. Purdy was healthy.
Peter King this Monday.
They didn't go talk to Tom Brady because Purdy was healthy.
He didn't want to play. That's the story from Peter King this Monday.
Shime, are you challenging the Brady Whisperer?
No, it's just
on his birthday.
God,
it's just like people like it's insane to me that people are like, yeah, Purdy will be gone. The guy was a -200 favorite to win the MVP in Week 16. Like this guy is it's not just some jabroni.
In Week 10 in his rookie year, Mac was the favorite to be the MVP.
How many NFC quarterbacks are better than Brock Purdy right now?
NFC quarterbacks, I would say
2.
Dak. I would say, let me see. Let me.
I would say Jalen Hurts is better.
Yeah, let me look
Dak.
at the NFC.
And that's probably about it.
Hold on. I'd say maybe, and I'd hate to say it. Would I go Jared Goff?
No, you wouldn't.
Oh,
I
come
would.
on.
Stop.
Okay, let me
Stop
look at NFC quarterbacks. All right.
If you put Mac Jones on the 49ers, they win the division.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. That
No,
team
they
is a
don't.
Ferrari. Brock Purdy is not great.
He's
Stafford.
good. Like
I would take Stafford over Purdy any day.
every
Your boy. We're missing Jordan Love.
Jordan Love definitely.
Yep,
he outplayed him on the road.
Yep, Jordan Love.
by every statistical measure, Brock Purdy was great
Right,
all year.
because he has a great
all
team.
year. No, Curtis. Even if you're talking
He
about
has-
specifically what Brock Purdy did when he's making choices and making decisions and making throws, those are actions he makes. And when he does that, he has like the highest EPA in football.
I don't know what that means.
In the Twitch chat, you can watch this show on Twitch. Just go to Twitch and follow WEEI. What about Baker Mayfield?
No,
No.
Purdy is better than Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God. Now I have to root for the Chiefs. This sucks.